Hey, welcome to Coffee Break, and joining me today is Ninja Stewie. How's everybody doing? Hopefully you're having a great day. I have two apologies to make. Absolutely failed at creating a video yesterday, so no video showed up on Wednesday. Life gets in the way. I'm trying to put out as much content as possible. Not always possible. Sometimes life gets in the way, business gets in the way. Yesterday I got sick, and I just did not have it in me. That's my first apology. I omitted the country of India. 5.5% of my views come from the country of India, and apparently one of my viewers was a little offended that I left it off. It was a mistake. When I was making my notes and looking at the data and where it came from, I just goofed. Didn't mean to intentionally exclude the country of India. Got some great viewers over there. So your views and your support are much appreciated. All right, got a few questions here, so let's do it. The first question, I'm going to read this right off my screen here. Here comes from Birojar, who says, "Hey Bruce, sir, do you prefer Magic Lantern on your camera?" I do not. And it's because I'm very cautious, and my concern is that it could possibly brick my camera. And I don't really see where I would personally gain that much from it. I mean, there's some nice features like zebras and focus peaking and that sort of thing, but the risk of bricking the camera, and I'm sure that's actually a very rare circumstance that happens, but for me personally, I don't think it's really worth it. I think I've got all the functionality I need in the camera right now. That's not to say that I might not look at that somewhere down the road. I think I would be more apt to install it actually on my Canon T6i as I would the 70D. So, but there is a lot of new functionality that if you're not familiar with Magic Lantern, that is an open source project. Installs an add-on to your firmware that runs on your SD card. There's been people in the past that's had issues somewhere during loading Magic Lantern in the camera where it might brick the camera, and that would get real ugly. But I think for the most part, most people never have a problem with it. I'm sure if you're careful, I probably wouldn't. And there's probably a way to recover from that as well. But right now, yeah, hopefully everything is, at least for now, I think everything is good for me on that. Next question, or this is actually a comment. I just had to post this. This is from Ringchin Lama, who says, "Come on, man, you need to step up your channel. What do you think I'm trying to do here?" I'm not an entertainer. I don't produce comedy videos. I'm actually a pretty serious person. I just like to share ideas with you folks and opinions with you folks, and create videos for like-minded people. That's what I do. I think trying to deliver more content on a more consistent basis is about the best that I can do right now. I'm not really a vlogger. I don't have that exciting of a life where I'm going to all these cool places. So technology analysis, some classes here and there, and just general discussion about technology, life, business, finance. That's what this channel is all about. By the way, I need your questions to make this thing work. I really, really do. Next question comes from Joe's Photo and Video channel. He's asked me about the 70D. He says, "Good channel or good video, Bruce." This is talking about the 70D. "So how are you liking the 70D so far?" Joe, I love it. It's an excellent camera. It does everything that I want to do. I bought this used because if I was going to put out the kind of money for a brand new body, I would really want the ability to shoot in 4K, which the 80D does not. But the 70D at the price I got it for makes a lot of sense because I'm still outputting in 1080p. The higher bit rate is nice. The dual pixel autofocus is a little bit more on point than on the T6i. So it's a worthy upgrade. But if I was going to shell out the price for a brand new Canon 80D, I would probably look at something that's shot in 4K, because 4K obviously gives you more flexibility than full HD. But this works out for me just fine. The next question comes from Jonald Hino. "Hi Bruce, from Perth, Australia. How old are you, And if you don't mind me asking, what are your thoughts on the HP's Elite X3 Windows Phone? Great channel, love your content. Regards, John. I have no problem saying how old I am. I am 57. My birthday is actually next month in April. Now, getting to your question about the HP Elite X3 Windows Phone. Here's my opinion of this phone. And if you're not familiar with this model, I mean, first off, I don't get overly excited about phones, honestly. You know, whether it's the Samsung Galaxy phone or whether it's an iPhone, whether it's from HTC or one of numerous other phones. It's not the phone, to me, that's that important. It is the software. That's really the secret sauce. Yeah, one phone might have a little bit better camera. This one might have a better screen life. This one might be a little faster. But ultimately, they're pretty much the same, all the same to me. It's the software that makes all the difference. This is where Windows Phone historically has been lacking. I mean, you ask anybody, for the most part, unless they're a diehard Windows Phone fan, and they will tell you that there's a lack of applications for them. And that would be a concern to me. However, this phone's a bit special. In fact, it's designed to be more of a productivity device. So this is a business person working type phone. Here's what makes it special. HP has basically a curated application store of virtualized applications. So essentially you can be working on the phone, dock the phone with your monitor and so forth, and pick up on a full-fledged Windows application. That's my understanding. This is in a virtualized environment. So this is the secret sauce behind the Elite X3. It's a nice looking phone. It's very attractive. Has a great display. Like 2560 by 1400, about 460 DPI on this. So very high resolution screen, Gorilla Glass on there. About a 6-inch, it's like a 5.9-inch display on there. You can have up to 256 gigabytes of storage on an external SD card. Very nice. 16 megapixel back-facing camera, but it only shoots 1080p. 4K is not on there. Then you have an 8 megapixel front-facing camera on it. So the specifications on it are reasonable. It's a $600 phone, so you're starting to spend quite a bit of money. I would not necessarily consider this phone for a daily driver as a consumer, but if you're a business person, it also can be used as a scanner, etc. As a business person, this might be very attractive because I'm sure you can get a much better price on a bulk purchase of these things for the enterprise. So this is more of a phone for the enterprise. Now, I fully expect a Surface phone to be out and about here in the near future. And when it is, because I really do, I think Microsoft will introduce the Surface phone. I would like to see a Surface phone. I don't get excited over Windows Phone. And I certainly don't really get that excited over phones in general. It's the software that gets me going. That's the secret sauce. Great software. Hopefully that answers your question. It's that's my thoughts on the phone. I think if it's being purchased for the enterprise and it's being handed out to information workers, I think it's probably a pretty good phone for that. If I was a consumer, I think I would look elsewhere. And I think that will wrap up this episode of Coffee Break. Join me most of the time, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. for another installment of Coffee Break. Thanks so much for watching, and please leave those comments down below. Talk to you later.